There. Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Chris here in Hawaii. It's the London close time frame for 9/11. Not a good day for the U.S., but another day for trading. So let's talk about the trades from yesterday. We had Aussie CAD short, and we also had U.S. CAD long. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about what's going on in the markets today, and then I do have a trade on. I'm going to start off by just letting you guys know where it's at. So I have a pound CAD at 168.55 long, and the stop is 16 pips. Profit target is 169.33. Keep in mind it's Friday, so always close out your positions before the weekend, at least with my strategy here. So just wanted to start off with that, and I'll cover the chart here shortly. But it was kind of an early trade. So yesterday we got in right around in this time frame here. So we got in at the 90 level, and you can see it consolidated and then just really dropped. And our target profit was at 57 right here. It spiked up, spiked down again, and really didn't show like it was going to keep moving further here. So I got out at about this level here. So it was right before the end of day US. And you can see if I would have held, this thing would have just came back and beat me up here again. So that was a winning trade for us. And once again, that's where, it's useful to know price action. You can see, obviously, there was a big volume cluster here. And I was betting that it was going to take out the stops below it, but it decided not to do it and try to make another run up. So that was one of the trades. And then the other trade we had was USD CAD. It was definitely a risk-off environment yesterday. So we got in at about here. I believe it was at 131.60 is where we got in. Spiked up initially, and then it didn't quite make it up to the level we wanted to get it to. Same thing. Spiked, tried to hit it again, went down, tried to go up again, went down. So I got it about here. So right around the same time before US ended. I'm actually kind of finding that in most cases with this strategy, as I look back at my charts, when there's a move up going into the end of the day US, generally it doesn't continue. It tends to retrace, and you can see it's retraced again, and it's probably going to try to make that move up if it can. So 2 successful trades for yesterday. In terms of what we've got heat wave wise, just to show you where we're at, you can see it's a checkered board over here, except for Aussie and the CAD, or Aussie and the Kiwi, excuse me. So those two are fairly bid, but not substantially. And then every other currency is pretty much mixed. The yen is down with everything except for against the pound. So the pound is the only one that's really down across the board. But you can see it's not down, crazily here. So that's something to keep in mind. The U.S. weakening on the risk mood. Euro is firmer. Boris faces resistance to the internal market bill. A lot of the European Union's not happy with that. Bid from havens. Let's see here. Metals are flat. Let me take a look and see what equities are at. So the Dow's up 178, but the Nasdaq's down. The VIX is down. Europe was up for the most part, except for the DAX, which finished slightly down. Oil is slightly up. Gold's slightly down. So it's real conservative today. And that is why I went with a pound CAD. So for me, and I talked to Nick about this yesterday, I just think oil prices are going to drop. It's usually the season, fall, where demand drops off anyway. The demand was just never high during the summertime. So there's usually a pop-off in oil going into the fall time. The pound has been sold off so substantially. I think there'll be some profit taking for the weekend. So that was the thought process. So when you look at the volume here on the way up, you can see it right there at 43. And you can see it's tried to attack this level 3 times and it's already failed. So as we get later in the day, European currencies tend to hold as London closes. So you can just see with this level that it's been at for the last 24 hours, really, that I think it's going to hold this low here. And my hope is that people will get a little frazzled being into this level and start taking profit, and we'll see a little bit of a rise. So the profit target's right into this volume cluster here, right up into here. So the entry is at, as I mentioned, 168.55. It's actually 168.55 too is where we got filled. Profit target is 169.33. And 168.36.6 is the stop level. So real tight stop. It's a 4.18 to 1 reward to risk. Once again, I think it can get up to this level going into the weekend, but today I'll be happy if it gets to the top of the movement here. So stop price, like I said, about 20 pips, and profit target we're looking at about 75, 80 pips. So let's see how this plays out. I'll post it to the room, and we'll go from there, guys. So I hope you all have a great weekend. Don't forget, once again, one way or the other, close this trade out before the end of the day today. You don't want to hold this thing going into the weekend. All right. Have a great day. And on a side note, I'm actually I've been using a futon since I've been here in my mountain house up in the jungle in Hawaii, but we're getting a bed, so that's exciting. And yeah, beefed up my account a little bit today, and keep trying to get this thing built up on my personal side to try to make more and more profits. So anyway, that's just rambling on. Have a great weekend, and I'll catch you guys on Monday. Thanks. forgetting to tell you guys this, but you know, when you're trading this strategy, as I mentioned, if price closes below this level is where we exit, but you actually have a hard stop just in case at 2 times. So my actual hard stop is, let me pull up my account here and tell you where it's at. I have the hard stop at 68.16. So with this, if price gets to this point, we're out, no matter what. Okay, and it's usually double what the soft stop is. So this is, I have this because a lot of times price hunters will see the liquidity here and they'll take advantage of it, and then they'll spike it up after that. So what I'm betting on is, you know, that maybe 1 out of 3 times where it spikes up. The other couple times it'll stop around here with no liquidity, and then it'll keep going. So on that 1 out of 3 times, that can be a lot of difference in profit. So that's why I don't have a hard stop here. I have a soft stop. Okay, but always make sure you put a hard stop on your trades, because you never know what the market will do. And, you know, if you're risking 1%, you got to be prepared in your head that there is a possibility it'll come down here and hit you. It happens probably 1 out of every 10 times, but it'll happen. Okay, so just make sure you guys understand that when you're going into it. The thing is, when you're looking at the risk to reward, even at 2 times, it's still more profitable with the target. So just wanted to make sure I shared that with you guys. Okay, so in my strategy, always make sure you put a hard stop at 2 times whatever your current stop is. Okay, thanks and have a great day.